Batman doesn't just break jaws, he breaks cycles of trauma, or at least he tries to. It's no mystery that Batman is terrible at rehabilitating his enemies. This is of course less of a character flaw, and more so because the nature of comics needs things to return to the status quo. But that's where the Arkham games come in and give the legendary character a mesmerizing amount of development, where the writers are allowed to break the core tenets of this franchise by evolving the character into places the comics would never be allowed to go. While this is seen most prevalently with the unmasking of Batman in Night and the death of the Joker in City, creating one of Batman's most depressing tales where many of his worst fears come to life, it's also a trilogy that allows Batman to fulfill his greatest desires and actually rehabilitate some of his enemies. This is seen in several examples across City and Night, and finally shows us a dream that Batman has always hoped to achieve. In fact, the games make more of an effort for Batman to understand the demented psychology of his rogues gallery than any Batman story before it through the interview tapes. While the reason we, the player, listen to the tapes is to satisfy our own curiosity, why would Batman take a moment of these hectic nights and listen to his enemy's trauma dump? Maybe it's because these tapes contain some clue to their mental condition that Batman can use to reason with them and stop their madness. While this is never shown with the majority of his foes, as he uses force to take them down, which to be fair is what's expected of a Batman game, the fact that these games aren't tied into the larger universe allows for several moments where Batman resolves his conflicts through empathy and non-aggressive tactics. This is seen most prevalently in Arkham City, which is notable because it's the only time in the series where the villains are under as much pressure as Batman. In Asylum, Origins, and Night, they're the ones running the show, with free reign to enact whatever chaos they want. But in City, they've all been thrown in a ghetto and are playing a desperate game of survival as they all try and conquer the prison for limited resources. This can be seen through almost every antagonist, as the Joker has a timer left on his rapidly dwindling lifespan, and Penguin and Two-Face have been ripped from their ivory towers of the underworld and have been forced to the slums with the mooks. In turn, these characters have become far more outwardly violent within the walls of Arkham City. Where Two-Face and Penguin normally have more elegant schemes about acquiring wealth and power, they're instead focused on acts of violence and intimidation as Penguin starts hunting cops in Arkham City and Two-Face makes it his mission to kill Catwoman. With the villains panicking as much as Batman, it opens them up to be more vulnerable and responsive to Batman's words rather than his fists. This is seen in how Batman is able to fully rehabilitate Mr. Freeze and get him to give up his life of crime. Instead of approaching Freeze like a crazed lunatic on a warpath to save his wife, Batman can finally work with Victor to find a solution to his wife's condition, rather than being forced to stop him and throw him in prison. Make no mistake, Mr. Freeze is a crazed lunatic on a warpath to save his wife, and will kill any and everyone to bring her back, but here in a game that doesn't have to revert to the status quo, Batman is finally able to appeal to Victor's humanity and prove that he understands him on a much deeper level than he realizes. The ultimate culmination of this Batman who tries to connect with his enemies comes during the Joker's final moments, where Batman admits that he would have saved him. This moment stands as an eerie parallel to the ending of the Killing Joke comic by Alan Moore, which will be spoiled momentarily, so please click away if you haven't read it. In both the game and comic, Joker has just committed an unspeakable atrocity against Batman on a personal level, torturing Gordon and murdering Talia. And after these moments, Batman confronts the Joker on the nature of their relationship. In the Killing Joke, they come to the understanding that Joker can never be healed, and Batman finally kills him. However, in the game, he again contemplates the cyclical nature of suffering his relationship with the Joker has unleashed on the world. But he states that he would have made the choice to save the Joker because this is a Batman that genuinely wanted to help people. Not some nebulous character that can't evolve or experience character growth, but as a Batman that truly believed that the worst scum on Earth could still be saved. He wasn't a nihilistic Batman that saw the world as good and evil. He was a Batman that wanted to help people, and he let someone die. He hesitated in giving the Joker the cure, and he died right then and there. We see in Arkham Knight that his hallucination of the Joker is begging for him to lose control and start killing. This is the manifestation of Bruce's guilt at failing to save the Joker. In his mind, he did murder the Joker by hesitating on whether to save him. And now his mind is pushing for him to do it again. There was something in him that liked watching the clown suffocate on his own blood. And now that dark feeling is manifesting in him once again, testing the Arkham Batman on his most deeply held conviction that anyone can be saved. It's no coincidence that the game deals with the Red Hood storyline when his internal struggle is over whether bad people can be saved from themselves. For more Batman essays, here's one about how Arkham Asylum is the most Batman game of all time, and I'll be back in 2 days.